Continue Chapter 7 Complicated. Heidi skipped her after-school snack and dropped upstairs to tidy her room. Mom popped in her head a minute later. Everything okay? Heidi crumpled an old map sheet and tossed it in the wastebasket. No, not really, Heidi mumbled. She popped down on her bed. Lucy and Bruce are mad at me. Then she told her mom about her weird day. Mom sat down beside her. True friends always come around, she said. Heidi flopped on her stomach. What about best friend? I already have 2 best friends, and 3 is just too complicated. Mom laughed and smiled. It is complicated, but you have a great big heart, and I know there's room in there for all kinds of friends. Then she ruffled Heidi's hair. Heidi moaned. What you need is time to think about things, Mom said, heading for the door. I know, maybe the perfect solution will reveal itself as you clean up your room. Heidi rolled off the bed and began to pick up her dirty clothes. That's when she noticed her book of spells. She felt a twitch of hope. Maybe there's a spell in there that will give me a vacation from friends to figure things out, she thought. Heidi opened the magic book and tumbled through the pages. She found a spell called All by Myself and read it over. All by myself. Are you finding it impossible to get along with your friends lately? Maybe it feels like everybody's mad at you. Do you secretly wish your friends would stop bugging you? If you'd like to get away from your people problems for a while, then this is the spell for you. Ingredients: picture of yourself alone, cornflake, sock, drawing of yourself. Mix the ingredients together in a bowl. Then you hold your witch of wet stick, melt them in one hand over the bowl. Chant the following spell. To all my friends everywhere, I need some peace and quiet. Hide me from the world outside. I'm a social diet. Heidi gathered the first 3 ingredients and sat down at her desk to draw a picture of herself. When she was done, she tossed everything into a bowl. Then she held her witches of wet stick, melted them in one hand, placed her other hand over the mix, and chanted the spell. Heidi felt a warm glow wash over her. She yawned. Then she got ready for bed and fell fast asleep. Chapter 8 A Funny Feeling. Heidi sat up and looked at the clock. Oh my gosh, she said to herself. I'm going to be late for school. She slid out of bed, got dressed, and ran downstairs to have breakfast. That's weird, she thought. There are only 3 placemats on the table, and everyone has already eaten. She opened the cupboard to get the cereal. Then she remembered it was upstairs in her room. She decided to have yogurt. Heidi stopped in front of the refrigerator door. What? My picture is missing. She felt the hair on the back of her neck stand up. But then she laughed. Of course my picture is missing, she said to herself. It's supposed to be missing. I used it to cast my spell last night. Sheesh. 5 minutes till the bus comes, Mom called from her office. Henry slammed the door to his room. Okay, he called. Heidi heard him come down the stairs and into the kitchen. He marched right past her and didn't say even a word. It was as if she wasn't there. Huh? Heidi thought. Then she grabbed a granola bar, picked up her backpack, pick up her backpack, and follow her brother out the door. The bus arrived on time, and Henry bounced up the steps. HEiDi followed, and the doors flopped shut on her. Smush! Then they immediately reopened. HEiDi blushed and cheeked to see if everyone was laughing at her. No one seemed to notice. She walked down the aisles and saw Bruce. But Bruce didn't even look up. She was talking to a girl next from the other class. HEiDi sat down in her seat all by herself. Oh yay, I get to ride to school in peace today, she thought. No friends to smother me. As she looked out the window, HEiDi had a funny feeling. I wonder if I'm invisible. Chapter 9, the whole thing. Lucy Bruce passed HEiDi on the way to class. Then Bruce ran by her too. Neither of them said hi. They're probably still mad, HEiDi thought. She turned to go to class and crashed smack into Melanie. Melanie fell flat on her rear in the middle on the hallway. The kids in the hall all laughed. Melanie's face turned red as she stood up and stormed off. She didn't say one thing to HEiDi or seemed to notice that HEiDi had accidentally knocked her down. Whoa, HEiDi thought. I really am invisible. There's no way Melanie would pass up a chance to yell at me. As the bell rang, HEiDi slipped into her class and sat down. She listened for a name during morning attendance, but Miss Will skipped right over her. Oh, brother, HEiDi thought, this is going to be a long morning. Okay, class, please pull out your historical heroes handout, Miss Will said. Now let's see how well we know our heroes. She opened her book. What did Rosa Parks refuse to do on the bus in maternity, Rainbow? HEiDi's hand shot up, but Miss Will called on Melanie. Miss Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white person on the bus, Melanie said. Miss Will nodded. And why was that a bold move? She asked. HEiDi raised her hand again, but Miss Will called on Stanley. Because African Americans had been forced to sit at the back of the bus, he said. The teacher nodded and pointed to Evie Easty. What did this make Rosa Parks a hero? Miss Well asked. Because she helped Sergeant. Public transformation, said Eve. The answers made Miss Will clap her hands in appraisal. That's right. Then the class talked about Adam Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., and Mayor Olga. Miss Will didn't call on HEiDi once. At lunch, HEiDi went straight to the playground and sat by herself. Soon the other kids began to come out. Melanie, Bruce, and Stanley ran to the swings. HEiDi skipped, sipped her chocolate milk, and watched. Here I go! Bruce shouted. Then she leaped off the swing and landed on her feet just like HEiDi had done the day before. Melanie and Stanley cheered for Bruce. Yeah! It's the first time I've landed it, Bruce said. HEiDi stuck her empty chocolate milk carton in the lunchbox. Good for Bruce, she thought. Then Melanie and Stanley jumped from their swings. HEiDi watched the three fans as they played together. I felt so alone. she thought. Now I wish I hadn't cast that spell. She sank lower on the bench and didn't even notice when Lucy and Bruce walked up. Her two friends sat down on the bench beside her. Is there something that matter, HEiDi? Lucy asked. HEiDi straightened up. Wait, can you guys actually see me?
No.
Bruce laughed out loud. Of course we can see you, silly. We're our best friend. Best friends always see each other. Lucy scored closer to HEiDi. We're really sorry about yesterday. That was not a nice thing to ask you to choose between friends. HEiDi stood up. Can we just forget about the whole thing? Bruce looked both ways. Forget about what thing? The girls laughed. The whole thing, said HEiDi, and they did. Friends. Friends. Chapter 10. The next morning, HEiDi counted 4 placemats and 4 napkins at the table. Oh yay! HEiDi cried. I still exist! Mom and Dad looked at each other. Of course you exist, Dad said. We were never in doubt. HEiDi bounced a super ball on the floor and caught it. Well, I exist too, he said. HEiDi set the plates on the table. That's not what I heard. I heard little brothers are going extinct, like the dinosaur. Henry put up his arms like a T-Rex and stomped toward HEiDi. Not this one! HEiDi hid behind a chair. Then she bounced on Henry when he got close. Everyone laughed. On the bus, HEiDi sat next to Burris. Hey, can I ask you something? HEiDi said. Bruce let her bookpack slide to her floor. Before she said, of course, HEiDi looked up into Bruce's soft brown eyes. I think you're really nice, she began. So I just couldn't understand why you weren't very nice to Lucy and Bruce. Bruce lowered his eye for a moment. Oh, I'm sorry, HEiDi. It's just so hard to come to a new school where everyone already has friends. I really wanted you to like me. That's all. HEiDi smiled. I definitely like you. I'm sure you'll like Luce and Bruce once you get to know them too. Bruce smiled, but she didn't say anything about Lucy and Bruce. Instead, Brucey told HEiDi about how she had landed the trick on the swing. When she got to school, HEiDi joined Lucy and Bruce on the playground. Bruce headed off with Melanie and Stacy. HEiDi waved goodbye to Bruce.
Bye.
Lucy noticed. Hey, it looks like Bruce is making more friends, Lucy said. She is, HEiDi said. Oh, I talked to her about something on the bus, and she feels bad about the way she acted. Well, that's good to hear, Lucy said. Bruce agreed. Yeah, but you know what's really been bugging me, Bruce? The girl shook her hand. Her name is only one letter of my name, said Bruce. Promise me you won't ever call me Bruce by mistake. Lucy and HEiDi burst out laughing. We promise, HEiDi said. Let's hope we don't call Bruce either. Then all friends let out biggest best friend laughter. It felt so good. That was it. HEiDi Heckelbeck has a new best friend. Thank you. The next book will be Ezra Moon makes winter magic. Thank you. Bye. See you at part 1.